the most dangerous dude in Boston. But he got punched out playing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all big, walking around. Bang! You deserve to get punched in your shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Me and dude, we was end up being cool. Like over the years, like he must have thought I was sweet. Like I don't know, like you know what I'm saying.
What's crazy is I got into a bunch of fights and it weren't even my problems. It was just my friend's problem. That's how loyal I am as a person, man. And if I got a bond with you, I'm rocking with you. There's no matter what. Like you're my people. Like and I stuck with that, and that's one thing I always stayed with. Loyalty is everything.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got a couple special guests with me today. Why don't y'all introduce yourself, tell the people where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
Yo, I'm Travis Davis, man, from Worcester, Massachusetts. Small white boy with a heart of a giant. Man, y'all gonna hear a lot about me in this podcast.
I'm righteously known as Just God, Honorable Joseph Green, but I don't utilize that name no more. But somebody had asked me earlier to tell them about me a little bit, and I was like, it was on social media, and I don't really do that, so this is like a perfect opportunity. So, like, I take my name serious. That means a lot to me, and it was kind of tough to go by that name. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a 5%er, quote unquote, somebody that's amongst the nation of gods and earths. So it doesn't make me better than nobody that my name is Just God, but when I say I take it serious, meaning that's a name that I gotta live by, live out. So when I introduce myself, I get a lot of like either I'm attracting a lot or a lot of repellent, like oh God, that tells me a lot about the individuals I be dealing with, and that says a lot about me too on how I actually like interact or how I respond. So yeah, I was formerly incarcerated, been home for about a year and a month. Year and a month. I don't know if it's right and exact, but it's about definitely a year. Definitely proud of it. Definitely proud of it. I'm off papers. I'm off parole. No more like walking on eggshells, reporting to somebody, or every time I got pulled over, and any type of interaction with an officer, I had to report that. And the times that I didn't, I was told like, that's what you need to do. Yeah. For petty stuff too. So it's like I don't gotta do that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta worry about the small stuff that like individuals have to worry about when they're on parole or probation. I already felt free mentally to a degree, and now I feel more free in the physical, even though I was out here for a while. And it's like I'm like word, like it's like a weight, like a burden, like gone, like you don't have me. You know what I'm saying? Like they had me for so long, and honestly, like I felt like a lot of it is like something that I kind of did to myself for just being ignorant. Like they don't care for your ignorance. Saying they're like, whatever, we're gonna take advantage of your stupidity, and that's really what it was. Like I was under supervision for so long due to my ignorance and not having the support of anybody that was intelligent enough to combat, what I was going through too. So yeah, it feels good, but it also feels like, damn, okay, now what?
Now it's on you to be on your ass and not someone else.
No excuses. No excuses to be like, nah, I'm on parole. Or, nah, I'm on probation. It's like no excuses. To say there's any delay or anything. So
absolutely.
That's why we all gotta elevate each other.
For
you know what I'm
saying? So why don't you talk about y'all connection? How do you guys know each other from Worcester? You guys know each other jail, prison, both? What's that connection?
So Pawn Self. So I'm from Worcester. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm from the east side of Worcester. He's from the east side of Worcester. So there was a connection in knowing that when we met each other in prison. I'm pretty sure we bypassed each other in the free cipher, but it's like
which I don't gang bang at all. You know what I'm saying? I just know grew up on that side of the city, and I know all their people. I can connect with both sides and be cool with both sides of the city. I wish we can uplift everybody and combine. Yeah. Because, man, there's so much more to life than us going at each other. And for a person that don't gang bang and a person that loves my city to death, I represent Worcester, and I've been doing that my whole bid. Man, I just think that we could do so much better and so much great in Worcester, man. And telling you.
So we talked about that a little bit, but so let's talk about the positive. You just said you love Worcester. What is it about Worcester that you love?
It's my city. I grew up there, so that right there is hometown, born and raised, man. And I just love the environment, man. A lot of Worcester dudes, man. My era, we all grew up fighting and getting. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, everybody wants to unfortunately shoot each other and do all this craziness, when we would all just meet up, a bunch of us, a gang of us, and go fight in the parks, you know what I'm saying? Now everybody's shooting each other, man, and doing crazy stuff. And then when you get in that cell, you're really, really like lost, and you change. I've seen so many people, like some real solid people, you'd say, yo, he's a killer, he's an animal. He go in there, and then 20 years later, he wants to change, or he's institutionalized. Yeah. Man, and I'm telling you, I've seen it all. Like I said, I don't gangbang, I always represent myself, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm the person on the outside that's seen it, you know, and I've always kept it solid from day one, because my name's everything, you know what I mean? So I've been blessed and to be lucky enough to be an outsider in that sense, you know what I mean? And be cool with both sides of the city. And I wish that, man, we could all get together and really, really show love for the city, man, because Worcester's a big place. And shout out to the Woo Sox, man. Hey. Woo.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean? Come on, Bobo.
Absolutely. So what about you, right? If somebody was asking you about Worcester, right? Say you're on a different side of the country, right? How would you explain Worcester to them? Whack. Okay.
Nah.
A little bit different from my man who loves it, but
I love my city.
It's like a love-hate though,
Yeah,
with your hometown. Sometimes you gotta get away.
It's like, I always tried to analyze it, like when I sat back in the cell and just period, like, you know, because a lot of people that like interacted with me, whether it was in the city that don't know me or outside, they always be like, yo, you from Worcester? Like, you seem like you from somewhere else. Like, they always kind of like gas me up in a sense without realizing that like I was bigger than the city. And, you know, that may have just been through influences of just like when I was younger, listening to rap music since I was young, New York and all that, you know. But really, it's like I don't hate my city, even though like that would be the word you can just say I hate it. But it's like I feel like there's something about it that's corny. Like it's dull. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's lifeless, right? But I could say this, that it has a lot of potential, right? It got its own style to it, but I still haven't put the right words to it. I haven't articulated that. There's a grittiness to it. You know, we're the second biggest city in Massachusetts. It's diverse. You know, you got Boston and Springfield, you got black areas, you got white. It's not really like that. It's kind of scattered. Even like the city life, like the street life, it's like you got a hood, and then like around the corner is a nice area, and then in between that is a hood. Like the way it is weird. But apart from that aspect, just like the people in general, like the energy, you know, there's creativity out there. Like there's good individuals, right? And like anywhere. But overall, I don't know. I step back and I look at it and I'm like, the words that come out is like it's whack to me. But that's just my perspective. Like, but when I say that, I'm like, I gotta look at myself too, because that's where I grew up at. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I'm saying it's whack, then part of me is whack too. Part of me might be corny. I think I compare it to, you know, other cities. And you know, when I was younger, I traveled a little bit. You know, I had the opportunity to. So, you know, I think that also has to come with being in prison and being amongst individuals from other places. And they didn't even know about Worcester, right? They never heard. But I said, you must have not like traveled at all or been on the highway if you don't know about Worcester. Like that's like how you don't know about Worcester, right? If you know about Springfield, you gotta know about Worcester. They even have to pass through it. Absolutely. So sometimes, like I'll be the one to say Worcester's whack, but I'm gonna represent it. A lot of times, egotistically, individually, I'm gonna represent it, not as a group. Because that was one thing in prison. Like I went to, like when I went to prison, there was, you know, the tables, the whole like yeah, this is the Worcester table 508, and we were strong when I first went to prison, very strong. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like I thought I was the toughest dude in the world, so I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this. And it's like if I didn't talk to you in the county, I'm not talking to you up here. I was wrong for that. I was out of order, or maybe I was in order because I had my own mind, I had my own thinking at that time. But I just wasn't feeling that fake ass unity because of other individuals, the threat of other cities, other towns, you know, being able to group up and then get at us. So when I started understanding why the unity came, the one common cause, I'm like, okay, I still created division, but I stood on that at the time because of my own issues. But in a sense, I was a little wrong for that, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't see the bigger picture, like some individuals seen the bigger picture. I didn't see it. I was so stuck in my hood shit, my block shit, you know what I'm saying? What I was representing, right? The loyalty that I had. And I wasn't never a gangbanger, but you know, for my street, for my side, I was stupidly loyal. I was blind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I think about Worcester, I also think about my area too, and how like all my shit crumbled around me, and like who the hell was I around? Like,
Right.
we was whack. Like I thought it was us. Like we whack. Like, you know, and I don't say that to diss none of my old, like, you know, the fellas, but as a whole, I'm like being realistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just being realistic. Like we
Absolutely.
got a lot of potential, but we don't utilize it properly in that city.
And it's easy to say that now too, with hindsight and looking back and everything playing out the way it did. You know what I mean? At the time, I feel like people just doing, you know, you're young, we're young, doing the best you can out there, misguided at that as well.
You get wise as you grow.
Exactly, and it's a different era too, and it's wild now. And I wanted to get your take on how much you think maybe if social media plays a part in it, right?
This social media, man, I can barely work a goddamn phone. You know,
Right,
this
you
shit.
just got bought out.
I can't believe I can't work a phone. I'm lost, and my people's like, yo, you don't know how to do this? Nah, man, make that for me, bro. It's been a while. I'll figure it out down the road. I ain't going back to jail, so we gonna figure this out. You know what I mean? And I'm just happy to be out here, man. 8 days out, you know, well, 9 days, whatever you want to call it, man. Be out here. Fresh from the joint, man. I did.
9 days, yeah.
Huh? Hit that.
Hey,
we was
welcome
dead, man.
home,
We was
man.
dead. Hit that.
So what's been the
Hey, y'all getting me hot. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Y'all getting me going.
turn it up. What's been the biggest adjustment, man? Has it been technology? Like, what's been your biggest adjustment, man? Or
Yo.
people, how people act?
Oh my God.
Talk a little
You know what it is, man? I'm getting more love from people that I was rocking with in the prison than I am some of my own childhood friends. So it's just, and it's crazy as this drug epidemic is foul. This thing is, you've seen, everybody's doing some kind of drug. And it's sad because it's like, man, there's so much to the world. I haven't smoked weed. I've sipped a little bit, don't get me wrong, but that's me enjoying life and experience it. But I want to see the life as a clear vision. I got so much things to do, and I want to elevate everybody, man. And I try to tell bro right here, man, we sky's the limit. You got to put yourself around people that you can elevate with, and you can prosper and do bigger things, man. And it opens other doors. All we did was fuck up our whole life. Right. Now it's time. We are grown men now. Let's try to take these young dudes and elevate them. Just like with dudes in the joint, man. A dude would rather call you a rat or a skinny before he says, yo, that dude right there, he's a solid dude, man. Let's go give him some grub. He just came in the joint. Nah, it doesn't even work like that no more, man. They'd rather say, yo, that dude's a fucking weirdo. He's working with the cops because he's talking to them too much.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's just that. You know what I'm saying? And
So you say you want to elevate the youth, right? So what are some things that you would try to tell the youth about, you know, prison or that life in general, the streets, prison,
well,
all
listen,
of it?
I'll say this, man. As a young white man from Worcester, everyone likes to say, oh, yo, he thinks he's black, this and that. Nah, man. I grew up in the area where I was adopted.
Black. I know, I got it too,
You know what I'm saying?
bro.
I grew up, man, and I grew up with some real people, man, and it just, I was adopted when I was 6 months old, so it's not like I was guided as, yo, a silver spoon. No, I was merely a baby that I wasn't even wanted after, you know what I'm saying, my papa died and stuff, you know what I mean? Wow. So it's like, really, this is life, bro, and I just want to help these young kids, man, these young kids that don't know what it is. Like, yo, you got a solid dude here, never did nothing foul. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, life is life. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight. You got to do what you got to do. You got to live on your own 2 feet. So when you step in them jail cells and you're a white man, dudes are like, oh, look at this white dude. Look, let me try to get over on him. Yeah, until they get hit with that fucking bear. And then they know what time it is. You feel me? You feel me, Brody? Come on, man. I'm a little white guy, but a heart of a giant, man. And I want to teach these kids, man, like, yo, man, when you go to prison, these kids is out here doing crazy stuff, bro, you're going to be regretting this in 10 years. You ain't getting no pussy. You ain't getting no love from your family. Your friends are leaving you. Those dudes that you say your friends, they're gone. You can picking up the calls once in a blue moon, sending you a couple dollars once in a blue moon. You're overextending your hand. Your people getting tired of you calling. it's real, man. And I ain't never going back to jail, and I just want to be able to help kids. Obviously, I gotta still better myself out here and show the world that what I can give and what I can get, because I got a heart of a giant, man, and I want to spread that love to everybody, not just doing jail stuff, not doing the stupid things, man. And I'm telling you, man, that will open doors.
So what's the plan, man? What are some things that you have your eyes on, man?
Right now,
are you still figuring that out, or what's going on?
I've only been 8 days home, so it's like
doubt.
I'm enjoying my love with the people I care about and embracing the love that I'm getting from people I didn't expect to show me love. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out my bro right here. He's been on me, like, yo, what's up, bro? What we doing? You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Why
like,
do you think that is? Why do you think that you
it's
get more love?
love.
Because you guys went through like similar situations together?
Man. I heard of his name before I met him. You know what I'm saying? And personally, because like obviously I grew up on the east side and stuff. Like I grew up with a bunch of those kids. I met a bunch of other side of the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like through jail and stuff. And I built good relationships with them guys. So it's like, when you run into a solid individual that you feel you can relate to, and that he's gone through his struggle and he kept on his 2 feet and stood on his, man, I'm never gonna not give you my heart. You know what I'm saying? Not give you some love, especially if you're showing the love back. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, man, we here. We gonna elevate Worcester, man. We're gonna show up for him, man. And I promise you, you're not gonna just hear my name here.
Let's
I promise you.
Shout out to Worcester.
Whoa. Hit that.
This guy always showing respect and love too.
That's
man.
a good motherfucker. Yeah, that's my guy right there, Mort Beazy.
I know him as Zigzag.
I know him as Miz. Big Miz.
Absolutely. So you guys talk about like Worcester has a lot of potential, right?
Yeah.
What are some things that you think can happen to help it reach its potential or need to happen?
Me stepping up.
Putting it on you. I like that.
I want to say this too, like, I don't want to sound too harsh or too fixed. Like, to say it's whack and then it's like everybody else that's in it could be like, damn, like I'm not whack. So it's like salute to the real ones, regardless of what side they on.
The whack part is whack. The good part's good. You know,
whack
there's
part
always
is just like,
good and bad of everything.
Indeed. Like when I say whack, it's just like we're not living out the potential. When I say we, I'm including me. So it's like I've been gone for all my 20s. I've been out for a year and some change when I was home the first time. Then I went back. Then half of my 30s. Now I'm here, right? And I still feel like I'm not doing enough. And I got my own internal struggles still, and I'm still warm with devils within. You know, but I strive to be an example of my living reality, like not perfect. Even though I think I'm like a perfectionist. Like it took how long it took me to get here. Like he came and I brought it to him. Like I'll promote something and be like, yeah, like yo, like a life coach shit. Like yeah, you should do this.
I was on his
and then I'm not doing it.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, are you a hypocrite? Are you nah? It's more like I want to see you do great.
Yeah.
Like even if it's before me, I'm cool with that. So I feel like I'm not doing enough for any type of change. Like I'm speaking it, and that's why I've been kind of quiet lately with that, because even with the whole streets and you know the division within the city, it's like I had when I was in it. He's seen a big part of just God, right? He didn't really meet the Joe Green or you know what I mean, like the Joseph. He didn't meet that part of me. You know what I'm saying? But he's seen something there. You know what I mean? But he has seen a moment where it was pivotal for me to say I got control of the situation. I got control of self. And apart from that, that wasn't it was more of how I handled it rather than who the person was. But it's like when I look at the city and my part in it, and then like how can I change the narrative for the beef that's going on? I can't do it alone. I mean, it's not I can't. I know that I'm not doing it alone. I have to do it with others. And from the other side, they got to partake in the same thing too, but it got to be genuine.
Right.
But it's also exposure, just like this. That's why I said it took long for me to do this, because I'm always like, yeah, it's not the right time. But then I'm like, maybe I'm just comfortable in saying the same thing about it's not being the right time.
Right.
Maybe I'm comfortable in not stepping up and pushing out my ideas, right? Pushing forth my power on how I can be that example to make some type of progress. Because there's individuals that are striving, but I don't know how sincere they are. Or I don't know how much respect they really got from the youth, the young dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems a little more wild than it was when I was out. right? You got dudes that I would consider quote unquote lames or soft or whatever, and they got guns. Or you know, they got the like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, really? Like, you know, we came from a fighting city. Now I don't know if we hold that title anymore. I don't know if we're like that. I don't know if we're scrappers like that no more. I know
is anywhere though.
I am.
Is anywhere.
I know he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that. But that was like I don't even know why I brought that part up. But I'm saying, like, just for me personally, I need to step up if I'm gonna stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't want to come back to the city of Worcester because I said I gained a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but do I got a program? Do I got something to bring? Yeah, like what do I got to bring other than the wisdom? Me just speaking. Right? They you know how many times I go up hearing dudes talking about they sound religious to me, like they're just talking. Like, I hear you, but what? You have a school? Do you have any type of program for us? Like, there's dudes I know that I grew up with that I consider square, and that doesn't mean they're lame, but just they're square in the sense of they stayed out of a lot of shit, right? And that's good. They're in a better position. And now they're teaching youths, like, when it comes to basketball and all that, and it's amazing to me. Wow. Like, just to even go there and just watch and just be like, wow, okay. Like, regardless if I feel like I may have something to offer the children on a level that I can relate to, and they can't, but yet they still provide another space for them, right? Because it starts with the babies. Like, they're the future. So I don't really waste time on adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we connect, we relate, that's what it is, right? But it's the youth.
You can hear me? You know, one thing about this brother, right? I'm going to say this, I'm going to chime this last thing I'm going to say. Is that he has a way of explaining things where a 2-year-old or a 60-year-old can understand anything in between. That's why I was like, yo, come up here and talk your shit.
That's just God, man. I told him he got a platform.
So something you say here right now on this platform might save somebody's life between the ages of 2 and 60. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, that's one thing I always loved about him. Like, other than seeing him for who he was, but like to be particular on certain parts of him, is like he's seen things in me that I probably didn't really like recognize fully in myself. And he kept pointing out. And at times, like when we in a place like that, you don't really know what individual's agenda. So it's like, is he just saying this? Right. Is he trying to get an angle? Right? And then when you see the same pattern, you're like, oh nah, this dude, he rock with me for real. Like, I may be giving him an opportunity to not be wild or you know, put that mask on. Like, I'm giving an opportunity to take the mask off. You know what I'm saying? To see my vulnerability. Like, you can see my vulnerability. Because like he said, you hearing my name and you don't know me. Right. And you know how many dudes thought I was a big-ass black dude, 6'4", 300 pounds?
I know, yeah. The legend's always bigger.
Just because of certain work I put in, right? And that wasn't pretty for me. That wasn't good for me because I go to a camp and it's like, oh, he can't live. Right? And then I had to get into it. But it's like, yo, half the time I really like, I can get aggressive, right? I can be a certain way, but I'm just trying to read a few books, see how I can apply it, right? I'm trying to just, I don't like the box, right? I don't like these things. Like, I don't like to be in a space where I gotta shit in front of another man, right? I don't like to get naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was one thing I feared about prison was I gotta get naked and let you see me shrivel up, like, and my female don't even get to see me more than you get to see me as a man. Like, that was weird to me. So I didn't like to put myself in predicaments where an officer can harm me. You know what I'm saying? And me feel like, oh yeah, you're on the list. Like, you're on the list for putting your hands on me, right? I'm in your house. This ain't my house. I'm not claiming this place. You know what I'm saying? So they got to see an elevated version of me because I'm like, yo, how can I rise above this, right? I thought I was the toughest kid in the street until I realized I came to a place where as soon as I got on that van, my heart was pounding. My first bit, my heart was pounding. I was scared to death. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. And the mad tough ass dudes in the bus my age, and they're talking, and I'm like, I'm light skinned braids, and I'm like, damn, the dudes gonna try to take my hoop, like they gonna rape me type shit. That's all I kept thinking.
Right.
Like,
you see the teen movies and shit.
Yeah, because of the era that I went into, it was still there. Like, that era was still there. But when I got to Walport, it was like, oh, you lucky. Like, we just started shipping these dudes out, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, word, like. I was thinking, I gotta see my father. That's the first time I was like, you know what? I ain't mad at my father no more. I gotta find him. He's in here. That clinking, that feeling of like, yo, you can't leave him.
So talk about that. Your father was in there, right? Was that something that growing up, was he gone a lot
Yeah.
in and out? Talk a little bit about that and like what effect you think that might have had on you. Did you take it out at school? You know what I mean? Because my dad was locked till I was 10, so I kind of know what that was like. But I mean, he got out early enough where we tight, and he been out 30 years. So salute to Pops, bro. But
Talk to it.
yeah,
Shout out to
bro.
Pops.
95 he got out.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that. Like, you still salute your father, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and like act like I never blamed my father for my aggressions growing up, right? But everybody else was looking outside saying like, yo, is it because your father and all that? And it's like, now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, maybe so. But he was incarcerated in and out all his life, and he was an addict. You know what I'm saying? He had dealt with drug issues. But, and I don't care if he ever seen this, he's not a man of his word.
Talk his shit.
At all. He's not a man of his word. Right now, to this day, he's not a man of his word. I'm out now. And he, as a grown man, he had me waiting on a Sunday, waiting for him to pull up. It never happened. Like, I was a little kid out the window waiting for his call.
Wow.
Right? So it's like, for that, like, I'm like, man, dog, like, you the same, like, you never changed. Because for a while, man, I can't blame that man. I don't know his story. I don't know why he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Because now that I was sitting in there for 9.5, my baby girl was born when I was on the phone. I got to hear her on the phone. I'm thinking, like, she could think the same way. My father's not here, even though the mother of my child was coming up all the time, but my baby girl could say the same thing. But daddy wasn't present. I've seen my father probably like 5 times my whole life. 5, maybe more than that, but I would just recall 5 times. I loved him just for that. He sort of gave me some identity, like, oh, I seen him, he was a black man and my mother's white. So I'm like I looked at him like he was an alien. Like, what the hell? Who is this? I said, father. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. He was all like muscular, and you know, I was like, oh, like that was the first like image of God to me. Like, without understanding what God was, I was like, whoa. I was probably like 3, 4 years old, right? And I was like, wow. You know, I always kind of was confused about black and white. Like, what am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I latch on to? It was a mental thing, too. I feel like I put myself in harm's way and made my life worse than it was. From confusion. You know what I'm saying? From not having a father. From seeing my mother. My mother never dealt with white men, but always black men, but like, it was always random men. Seeing them close the door on me when I'm going to see her, like, they're just closing the door on me. Home invasion at 3 years old, like I witnessed that. You know what I'm saying? That was trauma. But like, my mom met my step-pops, Jamaican dude, that's my brother's father, and he was a poor man from Jamaica, but he came out working hard, whatever. They linked together, they formed their little, their union, they started working right, getting it together. My mom ended up getting a duplex, like in a little nicer area on the east side. And, you know, even that for me, that experience was weird too, because I'm around kids that wasn't rich, but they was better off than me. So like, I'm around white boys that was tough. They was saying nigga. I thought that was weird, but I was like, they like me. They my bro. And it really was my friend, the Brazilian friend, that put me on with them. That I didn't like them anyways, but I got put on with them. And you know, that was like a little weird too. Like that reality, like yo, you're not. Like, I've been around I know you're not supposed to be saying this, but whatever, be saying it to each other. You know what I'm saying? So that was a weird dynamic in Worcester too. But like, in that area that I was at the time, I remember this white kid, Trevor, first time I ever got told on. He was teaching me how to break into homes. So I was mischievous at a young age. You know what I'm
Teaching
saying?
you than telling on you.
So when the cops came to my house,
new era too.
Right? They came to my house.
Crazy.
We was in this house like days, like going in there, taking whatever we could, like antique stuff. And I remember the cops came and it was like, you already know everything that happened. Trevor told us everything. Boom. So I act like I didn't know who Trevor was. Like, who? Trevor, I don't even tell white kids. What are you talking about? Like, my mom was upset with me. I don't know what you're talking about. So like, I was dealing with like the law, right, in that sense, since a young age, in a nicer area, right? So, to me, I didn't fit in there. I didn't feel like, you know what I'm saying, at all there. And it wasn't like I don't even think we was middle class, right? But it just wasn't my fitting. So I always had that in my mind, like, I don't want people knowing where I live because they might assume that everything's well off. Like when I had my cousin from Boston come over, he lived in OP projects. I had a Michael Jordan watch of my Nana. His very Nana bought for me too. And he was like, "God, you're rich. God, you got the Michael Jordan watch." So I thought he was crazy. So I went to his home.
Relative, you know?
I went to his home in the projects, and in OP, the old brick buildings, that home was the size of it was like 2 closets. Like, and I was like, it felt for him, but I understood what he was saying. And I seen the difference in that poverty from Worcester. Worcester had its streets, Worcester has main streets mainly, that's real poverty stricken, and got other areas too, but I understood where he was coming from. And that's why I started opening my mind to, Worcester's gritty, Worcester, but sometimes people make it seem like it's worse than what it is.
Did y'all graduate high school? How did y'all do it? Students, talk about that.
Hey, yo, shout out to my girlfriend's mother, man. If I wasn't for her, man, my ex-girlfriend, let me get that right.
Okay.
If it wasn't for her, man, I don't think I would have graduated, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I was in alternative school because I was already fighting then when I was a kid, man. And I had some major problems because of my past, and I'm not a dad or mom in the picture, so I felt resented, and I was always mad, man. I was always mad at the world, you know.
Was it a big thing that you being white was like your school? Were you the minority?
Yeah, absolutely. There was definitely a minority in North High, man. Polar bears, you know what I'm saying? But I played volleyball, you know what I'm saying? I played football. Listen, volleyball was an awesome sport. Don't ever hate on volleyball. I know they say it's a woman's sport, but listen, that thing was awesome. No, that was awesome.
Volleyball was created. Holyoke, Mass.
Hey, talk to him.
Okay, we got some history. We know where basketball was Springfield. Everybody knows that, but I did not know. Fun fact about Holyoke. Okay.
Honestly, man, in high school, it was fun, man. And what's crazy is I got into a bunch of fights and it weren't even my problems. It was just my friend's problem. That's how loyal I am as a person, man. And if I got a bond with you, I'm rocking with you. There's no matter what. Like, you're my people. Like, I stuck with that, and that's one thing I always stayed with. Loyalty is everything. And I try to teach my friends to this day, son, before I came home, I said, yo, listen to me. I want you to do push-ups every day for the next week or two, or I think it was a week. I'll give you $20 when I come home. Because it's your word that matters. It's not nothing else. It's not about you getting a workout. Your word is bond. And that is a fact. And that man did his push-ups every day.
That's what's
and
up.
Shout out to my man.
So,
Jay.
You know, he's a beast, whoever he is.
Hey.
So being like big on loyalty, right? I want to kind of break that down a little bit and unpack that. Where do you think that comes from? Do you think that comes from abandonment issues growing up?
100% abandonment,
talk about
man.
It,
and honestly, just my mother took a bad shot of dope, man. She turned to a vegetable when I was a baby, like literally an infant. My father, he was an alcoholic. He always went to jail, and he was actually he's in a wealthy side of the family. So, and unfortunately, I wasn't taken into the family, and they were like, nah. From what I found out from my sister and stuff, they pushed me to this other family and said, nah, we want him to be with him. My father wanted me because I was the youngest out of seven siblings. And honestly, man, abandonment it took me to probably, I want to say these last 3 years, man. Even when I met bro, you know what I'm saying? I was always quiet, I was always humble, man, and I always was like, I feel like I was ready to fight the world. And it's really because I was so sad and stressed. Like, damn, my life could have been so much different if I would have grown up in this family. Instead, I went to this family, and don't get me wrong, they love me. You know what I'm saying? But it's not even the people that took me in. It's the siblings in that family that took me in that love me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's real, man. And I wish I could still build with my siblings as well as my parents, man. And they're both gone. You know what I'm saying? They died. My mother died during this bit. She was a vegetable anyways. I couldn't really have a conversation with her. And my dad died when I was a youngin'. And it sucks, man. And I wish I had the chance to at least build with my father, because he was actually a good dude, man, from what I hear from my other siblings, my blood siblings. And
So, I mean, you said you had mentioned you had do you have kids or
I have no kids, man.
Is that something that you were looking
oh my
forward
God.
to?
I'm a great uncle, man, so I can only imagine if I had, oh my God, no bullshit, but I love, my little nephews and nieces, they love me, man.
So do you want to be a father?
Man, I want to be a father. Hey, I was telling bro, right?
He gonna be a father.
Yo, what did I tell you?
Too,
I said, I had this chick, no bullshit. I've been home for 8 days, all seriousness. And I had this one chick, right, man. She's my child, like, not child, I want to say she's one of my exes, like a long time, man. She held me down for the first bit. I did 3 years. It was 2 on and after. She rocked with me for 3 years, man. And she came back in the picture for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to get too much. She broke my heart.
Close
she's got a family now. She's doing great. And
It's all right.
On to the next.
It's all right.
In the near future.
Come on, man. What's wrong with you? I love you to death, but what's wrong with you, baby?
Well, so,
I didn't say no name.
It's crazy.
so my point in bringing it up actually was to talk a little bit about like addiction, right? Was that something that any of you guys had experience with, even maybe alcoholism?
I've been
or
blessed
anything
with
like
that. That's one thing, because of my parents. Never got high, never did nothing. Don't get me wrong, I dibble-dabbled in some stuff where, not hard drugs, but like I had fun, you know what I'm saying? I lived, I was young, but I was smart enough not to get addicted.
Me too, bro.
You know
My
what I'm saying?
whole
Hey,
thing was
I
nothing
shout
more than
out to
3
the-
days, bro.
Listen, Worcester, Massachusetts, man, I swear to you, you guys need to elevate and stay away from the goddamn drugs,
Absolutely.
man. All I'm home, everybody, my childhood friends is getting high and they doing everything.
Heartbreaking.
What I tell you, bro, it's so sad, man. I hate that, man. It's like, can we please, like,
I told him welcome home, man.
it's so heartbreaking, man, and it's like people I grew up with is sitting on the corner holding. I'm not gonna get too much into it,
Yeah,
but
Worcester's a big
epidemic, man.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere. It's not just the
But
city.
just-
It's everywhere.
What
It's
about
everywhere.
you? And even like if it was just maybe just too much drinking sometime was an issue, anything with addiction?
Like when we speaking about like substances and all that, like
Shout out to the
I
drinking.
never really allowed like alcohol to get the best of me.
Yep.
There might have been a time where I felt like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic for like a week or a month or something, but never let that get me. Even weed, smoke, like, you know what I mean? Those are all heady things. I know alcoholism is wicked, you know what I'm saying? But, and I have alcoholics in my family. Like my aunt just passed in May and she was an alcoholic and she felt bad from that. She was literally a different person when she drunk.
Wow, yeah.
Bless
Peace,
them, real
peace.
talk.
So, yeah, that was a major support in my life, man. That was a dent, but, you know, I look at that, she transitioned greater.
So what about on the inside, right? How much of do you see a lot of addiction and people struggling in there? I heard times it's kind of changed. I missed the deuce era.
You talking about in prison?
Yes.
Prison. Oh
Man,
my
listen,
goodness.
You talking about the best of the best, like
Good dudes,
live wires,
crumple
live wires.
gangsters, and they're taking. I'm
They're
not gonna.
leaning. So
It's
deuce is like a crack want, a crack need, and a dope effect. So like they look like they're on dope, but they want it like crack because it goes away after 5-10 minutes.
Right.
And they're going
Man,
back.
It was sad. It was sad
chasing
seeing it, man. It was sad seeing individuals like that. And sometimes we partook in their destruction too. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get $1. And you look at it more like, yo, you weak, that's on you. Like, and they'll get mad at you for not giving it. So
There's no remorse in it.
yeah, so it was sad, man. But just in general, man, like I said, like our city is an addict city. Pretty sure all mass is bad, but like, I told him welcome home because whether it's family members, brothers from another, like I never thought I would hear that like my brothers out there on dope, like looking like
People
that.
that we know, like no shame. It's like, come on. Listen, me and my brother came home. We went looking for someone, and one of our close people, man. A chick was hitting him with a shot, man, in front of us. I started, and I'm a strong, independent white man, and man, I cried like a little bitch, man. I couldn't even talk to him, man. I loved him to death. I still shook his hand and said, yo, I love you, man. Whenever you're ready, I'm here for you, bro. Like, nobody gave up on you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I won't even smoke weed just because of that situation. I don't want to. I want to be sober. I want to be alive and enjoy the life that I missed, and man, enjoy life, man. And I just want Worcester to elevate each other. I want Boston to elevate each other. I want Cambridge to elevate each other. I want everywhere to elevate each other.
New
because
England,
yo,
baby.
let's get together, man. We should be helping each other. We should be. I
mean, how important is that for dudes to work together where we have our biggest city being Boston is still about a quarter the size of Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Which is one part of New, you know what I'm saying? Like the mass is kind of small when you look outward. So how important is it for like Worcester and Boston and Springfield and Providence to all kind of make it one, or is it you think it's easier to just all right, let's ride this Worcester wave, everybody do their own thing?
Everybody got to unify, like,
and that's the problem. Everybody's selfish. They want to do their own thing, Brody. You know what I'm saying? What I tell you, I said, yo, you got a platform. Elevate these young kids. You got a bigger platform than me. Because you know what I'm saying? He was a known player in his world. you can touch these kids.
Just having that influence.
Yeah, man, and I tell them I only can do so much because I'm me. You know what I mean? I don't game bang. I don't do it because Lord knows where I would be if I was. Because I'm so loyal. I would have things.
Still be locked up.
That's a fact because I would have it in a different structure. And these kids is lost, man. They don't understand. When they get locked up, your friends are leaving you. Your family gonna get. Your girl's gone. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're gonna get into the touch. Yo, we're gonna get into the touch of the females nowadays. We gotta touch that. We gotta.
And that's the thing when you get locked up too. Like I feel like some people are good at faking it till they make it on the streets, right? They're able to maneuver a little bit and steer clear, and they keep themselves out of situations. But when you're locked up, there's not so much of that. You're kind of so like talk about like that. Like what's waiting for these young kids? Say if they go up to Worcester County or upstate, but even in county, I heard Worcester County. I can't say
county because I haven't been there so long, but I will tell you upstate. It's a zombie world up there. They ain't no you're a thorough. They want to say, yo, he's no good. They want to jump on you for being no good or anything. They don't want to say, yo, that's a solid dude. Let me bring him a care package. Very few. If you know a couple of people, that's when they'll do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're very rare. Even if you know people, they're right? They're gonna
are there instances?
Bypass you. What's up, bro? Show you all the love in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, it is a whole different world upstate. I can't really speak for county because it's been so long. Yep. And I just telling you people,
it's not what it was.
It's really not.
It was thorough before. If you ever heard of it being real?
Dudes is looking in cells, walking by, and you're like, yo, do I owe you something? Why are you looking in my damn cell?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, if you do that, guess what? You're only getting the shit on this stick because they're telling nowadays.
Yeah.
Even in there.
And there's that whole pay to stay shit. I went to Bill Ricker in 2018 back there. It was like
I was in Bill Ricker at that time. Yeah. I was in D-Pod.
Oh, I was in B-Pod. Yeah,
okay. I was in D-Pod.
Yeah.
Word I was.
So you were sentenced?
I was unsentenced.
Okay.
I was in D-Pod, man, and I just got my case in 2017. I came home for 21 days. I got locked up in 2014. Came home for 21 days and was still a knucklehead and wasn't ready for the world.
Days. Wow.
And caught this case.
So you must have seen it too. So dudes would be like have funny charges or bad paperwork, but pretty much they were getting extorted. But like it should be like, nah, them dudes gotta go. I don't care if
I don't care how much money they got.
I'd rather be broke for the week and eat oatmeal.
Why are we gonna let them sit at this table and be in our pod?
That's crazy.
Let me add on.
I mean, is that still relevant?
Being upstate in Norfolk, that prepared me for out here. So
because you gotta live around real weirdos.
There was a time when I was like, yo, rats don't get nothing play. Like we don't talk to them, we don't nod, we don't nothing. Right? And then I started seeing how it was a lie. Like this is a lie. Like the way dudes be acting like F rats, they get stitches and all that. Like stitch, like it's like that happened.
Get to our shit in a bit,
on a personal level.
Right.
But like as a whole,
they let them live.
As a whole,
that's crazy.
I'm like,
you know that.
Like that shit is it's a facade, it's a lie. So like being in Norfolk, I seen that like a lot of the incarcerated individuals that was articulate enough, right? That been in the worst of the worst areas, they started forming together, even if they was from different hoods, and galvanized and created groups and had like it's like think tanks in there. So like you had a lot of unity and a lot of infighting going on, a lot of backbiting, weird shit. But that was part of striving to. You don't have to like each other to unify. That's what I realized.
So it's like the solid dudes stick together because it's like the bunch of weirdos.
I seen that even amongst
especially
that.
when it comes to the police.
But even amongst the unity,
it's all the same, bro.
you see there's a lot of dudes that was no good even in their unity.
You know I'm about to tear it up.
You feel what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying now is that I was in a place where like you're building with somebody maybe for a year or two, and then I don't know how this doesn't come to me right away. You find out dude got a skin to charge, or you find out that dude told it was intricate.
Everybody already knew.
Everybody knew, but nobody knows how to build with you on how they process and deal with those that are no good in the street, but are doing positive work. A lot of times, individuals don't know how to build with you on how to navigate that. Yeah. So I started learning how to navigate, like putting people in the proper place and dealing with them accordingly, rather than saying, because you be like, damn, I like this dude though. You told, and then you talk to him, uncomfortable conversation. It could lead into a fight. Because they still act tough.
It happened to me.
They, but at the end of the day,
they still act tough.
it depends on the situation. Depends on the dude.
That's what I'm saying. They still, these dudes that tell, most these dudes that tell, they act tough still, right? Because at the end of the day, this is what I realized. Them telling and making that mistake or not making a mistake, just doing what they did to wiggle out, they still feel like they can evolve. And who am I to say you can't, right? We keep you stuck in our reality and where we stand tall at, but you still have to live. And we're not taking you out of here. So you still got that power to say, you're not gonna disrespect me, right? So now it's like individuals, and some of these dudes can fight. Right? That never worried me, but it worries other people. And then you end up dealing with, ends up dealing with a situation that should have been dealt with by the personal person that had that personal issue, what the dude that told on them. So now you're like, yo, how can I build with this individual only dealing with voting, only dealing with getting me free? Now you're dealing with individuals that's in spaces
and now
that got more knowledge than you.
Now the administration knows about the issue at this point.
Yeah.
Because there's so much politicking.
Right.
You understand? That's why I used to hate when them Fed dudes came in. Oh, I was in the Feds. Them niggas used to get punched out.
That's like a dude saying he's from the army, man. Can't fight for the lick of him. It's like, get out of here.
There was some dude, they like, oh, the most dangerous dude in Boston. But he got punched out playing. Oh, he's all big, walking around, bang. They don't care about that.
It doesn't matter about nothing, man. If you a dog,
tough, you deserve to get punched in your shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Me and dude, we was end up being cool, like over the years, like.
Toughest dude on the camp, bro.
I ended up being cool, like, cause I looked at it like I felt like I had to do what I do because of, he must have thought I was sweet. Like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? And, but it's funny you say that because
he's humble, that's why.
They did show the YouTube.
Bro, there's another dude big as him. Dude tried to play me, punched him out. Like what? They think like, oh, dudes don't want to fuck up their move, and I respect it. I respect that part.
That's how I went to the max.
I was only up there for what, 10 months?
Norfolk fight, they do fighting like this. But
I can see that.
I'm gonna say this. I never been to the max, right? I don't even want to say unfortunate. Fortunately, I never made it to the max.
Absolutely.
My first bid.
But there were stories about you at the max.
That's what I'm saying. So my first bid, I never not been to the max because I was a square or a softy in jails. It was weird. Like I never feared going to the max, but like anytime I had max points in the hole,
it's overrated.
They came through. This 2 times this happened to me. They came through and said we made mistakes on the points, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to max. But me being young, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to max. I'm gonna fight a little bit, get a little rep.
You look at it differently.
Yeah, this is me being dumb. My first bid, my first bid, I wanted to go to the max real quick just to say I've been in the max. But when I was in Concord at that time, it was like classification, but they transferred it over to Walpole. So it was a gladiator school. It was a level 5 medium. So it was like a max medium. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm in the medium, I'm good. Got there. It was like dudes like that, you good, you in the medium. And the first hour I was there was 3 freeze-ups. So they had to sit locked down like hours. And then I finally got processed. But I kind of was shook at that, like damn. But then I realized medium's a little more dangerous because you can't hide. You know what I'm saying? You can hide in the block, you cannot come out and not gotta go to chow. So I seen a lot, my first bid, I seen a lot of wild stuff that, I was like, okay, I've been in prison, right? And then coming back, I was in the county, I was 52A. I ended up being in Norfolk on 52A status for 4 years. Oh, sure. So I got a time to really like be able to, see my daughter, like have a relationship with her, and that was beautiful for me too. But Norfolk was a whole nother world. And they said I wasn't Norfolk material. Right. So me thinking I'm tough, I'm like, yeah, I ain't Norfolk material. But I don't mind being Norfolk material after I seen it.
Yep.
If you're going to do time,
so talk about that. Talk about the benefits of Norfolk. I heard there's a lot of programs. Is it good to get? Is it easy to get into those programs?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Norfolk people. These people, they'll sell you a ticket and say it's the best place. It is. Don't get me wrong. If you want to do time, it's where you want to go. But these guards, they be acting like broads.
You said guards or guards?
Guards.
Oh.
They be acting like broads, man. They know who. Man, my last month, I actually wrapped up from the whole arguing with these police.
Damn.
Man, they are foul. Yeah. And if they know you're short, they know you're in a sucker place, and they want to screw your bit up. But I was so strong-minded. I said, you guys stupid. I'm talking hella shit. Cause I know I ain't gonna put my hands on you. I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all gotta do, but I'm gonna talk my shit. Cause I know I'm out the door. You can't stop my out there. But man, it's a place where a lot of tourists go, ice cream, burgers. And dudes getting complacent where, yo, this is jail, blah, blah, blah. This ain't fucking jail. This is a fucking playground, man. This is DYS all over again. And let me tell you something, man. And I've been to the max. I was there first. I went to the max because of that. Because like you said, dudes think they're tough. And they're not even tough. But it's like, when you're doing in the game, I had the poker table. I had one of the best poker tables in Norfolk. My poker game ain't no joke. Stay away.
My books.
Yeah, he sure was. Hey, yo, listen. Hey, listen, no bullshit. I'm telling you right now, I hit that man with a 2-piece to hell, man. They said, yeah, your ass is out of here. But what the crazy part is, I go to the max. I sit up there for 13 months. It was a joke. You know what I mean? Let's just talk about that. It was a real live joke, and it wasn't the same. One side's locked in, the other side's locked in. You can't even get each other. It felt like a damn PC joint.
Let me add on when he's done.
And no bullshit a lie. I made it to Shirley meet him. I got into a little fight over there with a couple, I ain't gonna say, because we in the streets, I don't, you know what I mean? But crushed somebody over there, and I made it back to Norfolk. I said, damn, if I would have known I could have crushed him and made it back to, I would have been crushed somebody. So it's like, where do we meet the lines here? You screw me over and then you take me out and then you put me back. It's like shit.
Don't let him do that. Yeah. He was up there knocking niggas out.
Hey, I don't do that no more. I'm a citizen.
Big,
never angry. You know when somebody's angry and he was like cool party about it. Like, but let me just add on something real quick, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So when I was saying that I didn't go to the max and shit, right? Like. One thing that I couldn't stand when dudes was coming down from the max.
Acting tough.
Yo,
and they think just because
hold on. They'll hit you with
pep talk
shit like this.
Pill and shit.
Yo, I'm from the max.
Oh, my bad.
They say that so much. I'm from the max. I'm from the max, right? So I remember me, you know, being egotistical. I'm like, you from the max? I'm like, yo, when you go up there, like, what they like? They like, you know, when you take the shots, you go upstate, you get your
TB.
Yeah, so I'm like, yo, they hit you with like fight, like the shot.
Oh yeah,
They put fight in you when you go up there. And then
heart, they gave you heart?
Yeah, so I used to call dudes out. Most of my fights in prison was dudes from the max. Yeah. So it was like, yo, I don't care that, because my county's the max. So you talking about you been in the max, I'm like, what does that mean, son? Like, that doesn't mean nothing. Like, you're soft. Right? I know a lot of dudes that I was with in Walpole that went to the max over a stupid ass out of place ticket. And they was just pushing young kids up to the max. There's an agenda.
So some dudes try to wear it like as a badge of honor, even though they didn't even put no work in up there, right? They just been to the max.
Name means nothing.
6 months locked in for 3 of them.
There's an agenda when they putting dudes to the max. But I'm gonna say this, and not to toot this man's horn. You can feel his aura coming from the max more. You can feel his aura.
He's really from the max.
He was a different individual coming from the max. There was individuals that came from the max that didn't scream the max. You knew it. Like, even if individuals didn't talk about him, you can see the way they moved around him. You can feel the difference between dudes that was really in the max and dudes that was just there for the moment, quiet, and then they come down and they're yelling in these mediums. And they end up getting crushed in these mediums because, again, these meetings are more dangerous.
And then they back up the backs.
Because they're more dangerous though, because you got weapons all over Norfolk.
Dudes could get deeper too, I would imagine too. I met dudes get deep in that
There's way
content.
more weapons, and if it went down, if it was a hood beef or whatever, it would be bad for individuals. So there's a consciousness. Right.
The police take longer.
There's a consciousness that dudes carry in a place like that. Because one, let's talk positive real quick. Being in Norfolk, dudes I don't like, yo, prison's whack.
Yeah. Whack.
I said,
I tell you kids, it's whack. Don't think it's cool because we went.
Yeah, nothing about prison is a badge of honor. Well, if we there, we understand, right? For those that, cause just because you went to prison doesn't make you real neither. Right. So to me, it's like when I was in Norfolk, I realized how much I can take advantage of being in a school of thought now. Being with individuals that was the craziest of the craziest. Now they seem sweet because they're programmatic. They're programming you into preparing yourself for the world. Yeah. Right? That's how I tell bro all the time.
You got better odds at bagging a bitch.
Yeah. Hey. Oh my God.
Bag a bitch and
yeah. I ain't gonna say no. I was on
let's not throw any of the lovely ladies under the bus.
I almost did.
No, I know. Dudes have. I remember dudes having like stayaways from certain camps because they cracked the nurses and shit like that.
Hey, yo, let me say this one thing, man. And and shout out to my cousin, man. Listen, man, I told my little cousins, me and my big cuz, shout out to Freddie, man, real motherfucker, held me down. I told one of my little cousins, I said, literally, he was a kid. I said, listen, don't follow our footsteps. Literally, do not follow our footsteps. Don't think this is cool. Don't think this is the way to go. And he just told bro, little cuz just told bro the same shit. And I told him this earlier. I don't know if you really caught it earlier. Remember when I told you about what I had him sit down and me and cuz talk to him? And
Talking on the car?
Yeah.
Of course I caught that.
You know that. Hey, yo, and I told him, I said, listen, man, don't follow our footsteps. Do the right thing. Don't gangbang. Don't get into the streets. And be a real one. Shout out to my little cuz, man. He's a big boy now. You know what I'm saying? And I love him to death, man, because guess what? That man followed the straight path, and he's a great dude.
Absolutely. That's what's up. That's where it's at. So talk a little bit more about some of the programs or some of the things that you were able to get out of being in Norfolk, some positive things that you might have learned about yourself or like maybe tips and tricks when you got out, some things you could do, some things you still kind of hold with you that maybe you remember, like, oh, I remember this, I remember that.
You want me to tell you the truth? Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a goddamn thing. Them people are fucking terrible up there. They just want to get that paycheck. And that's Travis Davis telling you that to your face. It's a lie. It's a joke.
The government
they just
money.
want that government money.
I can believe
I
that.
agree with him.
But sometimes too,
like
you can still get something even if the messenger
I didn't get nothing.
is.
You know what I got?
Sometimes you can remove the message from the messenger. You know what I mean? And
You know what I got
something.
is my own mental space and my own knowledge of wisdom and my strong mind saying this is not what I want. I got so much of a bigger heart and I want the best of everything because I think I deserve it.
Hey, takes a certain person to be able to see through the bullshit.
I learned more from the convicts though.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I gave in the programs. I gave instead of like going there for something, I already read. I did all the reading that I need to do on my own. I told the administration that when I was in the CRA, it finally out of all them years, they finally got me in there because I was like, I gotta squeeze up out of here, right? They had said to me one day when they was doing like a what's that? Was you ever in the CRA?
No, I never did the CRA.
You was in the CRA, right, bro? Nah.
I couldn't deal with that.
They do a
no
testing
bullshit.
on you, like a panel thing, like near the end, right?
Drug test?
And the lady, they do a panel like a little study, like a little testing. Yeah. And I remember them saying, like, Queen, like, ever since you've been in this program, I've seen it change. And I started laughing at her. She said, why you laughing? I'm like, because I knew you would think that my change came from this program because you see me physically in the program. But what you failed to realize and what I was trying to explain to you before is that I've already made changes prior to this program. I didn't need the program to make the change for me. Yeah. So now that I'm in the program, I'm gonna add on to the program. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna add my knowledge, my wisdom to the program so that I can provide a space for those that don't know, can get an understanding, because they're not trying to hear the script, right? A lot of it was made for just strictly addicts. But what about the individuals that's gangbang? What about the individuals that's violent? Right? What about the individuals? Yeah, there's nothing for them.
Violence reduction and criminal thinking. The fuck
so I just gave an add-on. That's it.
A lot of those individuals are black, bro.
Minority, white man is minority in prison, man.
That's a fact.
And like I said, you gotta not a lot of white people. I hate to say it, they're either getting high or they're lost in their own world and doing weird stuff. And I stuck in my lane and I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? I stood on my 2 feet. Talk to him, Travis Jones Davis from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Learning how to facilitate. That's what I got from those programs. Learning how to facilitate.
I like that. I keep dapping them up because that's how much love I got for these people, man.
Absolutely.
And I swear to you, to this day, these people are the ones giving me love and support more than my old friends, my childhood friends.
Right.
I'm telling you, Luke, I'm not bullshitting you. This is real.
Yeah, knowing him is like meeting him, and it felt like I've been knowing him. Like it wasn't really like I met you. It was more like, we just got.
And my energy out here is so much more better because I know what I want. I know and I told him we're gonna elevate each other, bro. You a good solid dude from Worcester, Massachusetts. If you're a good solid dude from Worcester, Massachusetts, I promise you, we're gonna be in tune. I promise you. Because I want to relate to you and I want to uplift all these young kids and help them, man. They need it. Because, when I'm seeing 8 days in, I'm seeing the drug epidemic. I'm seeing these kids lost.
Right.
and they need help. They need someone to look up to.
So what are you thinking? How can you add value to these kids, man? Are you thinking about maybe doing some sort of program for the youth, or like how do you think that you could do that and help with this elevation?
I want to be able to go talk to him with some of the individual like him, and
in schools
in schools, on the streets, DYSs, and all that stuff. And yo, shout out to Big Bugs. He's coming home. He's a real one from the city. He's coming home in a couple of years. He's a solid one from the city. Me and him had talks about elevating the city.
And I gotta tell Boss Bugs it's not that dangerous on Boys and Girls Club way. I love it.
Oh shit. Hey yo, so even with them saying that, right? There's an individual that
big shout out to Boss.
There's an individual that, like, when we talk about the sides, like, you know, you got one side, you got another. You got a bunch of sides, but they're speaking about an individual that's come a long way from being like what they call YN.
Yeah.
And
I
see the progress. I see the progress in these individuals that they're speaking on. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm in communication with an individual from the other side that, you know, he's very familiar with our side, like growing up and all that. And he got like a nonprofit thing going on. I forgot the name of it, so I don't want to throw it out there yet. But he's asking me to partake, and I say, yeah, I'll add on, but like I got to be ready too. Because my brother got killed in 2022, and that set me back a little bit, right? It set me back from.
I got to reach out to him who he's talking about.
Caring about the unity of this thing, or caring about quelling the problem, not necessarily for those that are already involved, but the youth, right? Those that are 18 and under, really. So it's like I got to be ready for the exposure. For exposure from my own side, from the other side, from officers, from politicians, whoever wants to try to come in and play devil, right, and do the whispering and do the this, you know, they come in and they try to make others dissatisfied, right? So I have to be ready for that and be right and exact all the way. So I'm telling the individual on his end, he got to be sincere too, because what happens is if something happens on my side or his side, we're gonna be the face, right? And everything's gonna be, see, this is why I don't, you know, like this is why I don't do this, because it's not real. And it's like, I get it. Somebody shoot somebody from, it's like it kind of rids that program, right? It kind of rids that unification process, or that trying to get an understanding. But that's why I say, that's why I'm evolving from where, yeah, I get it. We get shot tit for tat, but I'm not so much attached to it so much anymore. Only because the one that hurt me most was really like my little brother. I've known him since he was a kid. My brother's best friend. And there's not too many out here that was from my way that I really feel so attached to anymore like I did. I served time for doing nothing other than keeping my mouth shut. I didn't put no work in the last bit I did when it came to the crime. But I did all that time though. I did more time than both of my co-defendants. And it's not blame. It's not even blame on them, right? But it's the fact that, like you said, the name. They thought maybe they thought influence, or maybe it was just for me to say, okay, you thought you was God when you was out the first time. All right, well now sit down because you knew better, right? And now you're gonna suffer a severe penalty because I didn't give out the proper knowledge that I needed to give at the time. So for me, it was like my own punishment. You know what I'm saying? My own divine judgment, in a sense. Not giving them that much power, not giving the system that much power. I had to look at my own, like my crime was, I left my daughter, I left the mother of my child and her son out there, and I lost them. I'm trying to build a relationship with my daughter now, right? And it's tough. Because me and her mother don't get along, right? And it's like, I disrespected, she disrespected, it became toxic, it never was like that, and it's crumbled. And that's the biggest thing that hurt most. You know what I'm saying, is I lost my brother that year, and I lost the mother of my child, and me being like a family man in that very same year. And I was like, I can't wait to go home, because I was serving time on a probation violation, but I was still fighting my case for 8.5 years.
They blew him down on the pro.
That's crazy.
Joint,
so
I ain't never heard of a sentence like that.
So I mean, what kind of case were you fighting that it was 8.5 years? It was a serious case?
I had a home invasion right on my probation, like over my head. But I got a 3 to 5 right on so I'm back at my first bit. Okay. So that probation sentence carried 20 to life home invasion, which was weird how they put that over my head. I don't understand why I accepted it at the time. I was dumb. I had nobody around me to tell me that was a wise decision, unwise decision. So this bid was a 10 to murder, right? This 9.5. But they gave me a 10 to 12 on a probation violation after 4 years and like a couple months, right? But there was a real road in that, right? I had 7 attorneys on this. There was a real road in that. And then finally, at this point, at like the 8.5 years, when we finally, like, I could have went to trial and just said, you know what, I don't got a record. I got a record from the first case, but I don't got no record. That's what I would have been fighting for. I hired an attorney that wanted to tell me at the last minute that the judge said I was bound by statute, so no matter what, even if I beat the case, I got to serve out this 10 to 12.
Yes, because the probation.
So I'm like, why did you tell? Why like
Laws are crazy, man.
So it wasn't just law, it was the fact that I didn't look into this. Right? I didn't look into this.
And they know you're not gonna.
No,
especially if you're young. You know what I mean?
But I was fighting it for a long time, but I just didn't see that part, and I relied upon attorney at the end when I got exhausted, right? So he said, yo, we got 85% chance, but yo, listen. Once he said, yo, listen, and it was doubt, I'm like, man, listen, you got a record? Because he was a lawyer that had a record, and he ended up beating the shit, became an attorney. He said, you know what, I don't care about a record either. We're going to live our lives. You're not coming back right now. So he said, you know what, fuck it then. What you want to do? You want to take this plea? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I take the plea. It was a 6 to 8 time served. So in a way, it was still a smack in the face because my co-defendant, one of them got 4 to 6, and another one got 5 years. So it was like, y'all said in the case that I was least culpable, didn't do anything other than be there present.
But you probably had a bigger record than those guys.
Bigger record.
That's what it is.
So to me, I said to the attorney, I said to the judge, when I got sentenced on my 10 to 12, in front of my family, the only people that was there was my family. I had mentioned, I said, Your Honor, like, you're sentencing me to my record and not the person that's before you.
Absolutely.
So my name, that dead name, right, that title, you sentencing that title, but you're not sentencing me. But yet I have to do this time in the physical. Like, come on, man. Like, you don't even know who I am.
Niggas Cody's ducking in the match.
That's crazy.
So, like, this is the platform, my bad, Luke. This is the platform where he can start. Today's the day where he's gonna start. I told him this, and he said it. He's like, yo, I'm only going because of you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad.
And shout out to Mort. And shout out to Mort. Shout out to him being home because he gave the spark.
As soon as he
perfect time.
Hey, yo, soon as he told me, yo, Trav, Mort Beazy's out there doing this podcast, I said, let's go. Call him right now. That's my dog.
What I do? I called you.
All right, so I want you guys to talk about why, like, okay, you came up here. Why is it important for people to come up and tell their stories on this platform, online or whatever? Why is that so important? Is it important, and why?
Yes, all right, so I was telling bro this. I'm like, yo, man, like,
it's very important.
Yeah, it's important,
yes.
Right? But it's like, what am I gonna say? This is doubt. This is doubt talking. What am I gonna say that's gonna be different? All I hear is prison talk. I don't never glorify.
We looked it up. We seen all the videos. That's why I said we want to hit all aspects.
It's already
because you know that. You know that. We must have, man. We want to uplift everything, not just
the real from the wool, though.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, you got two people sitting here that held it down from the city. You know what I'm saying? It's two solid individuals, and we love. I love my city, and there's many more.
Many more, but from what I know, this is real right here. But it's important because you get different perspective, right? You get to analyze character. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not up here for fame, but bro had mentioned that, and I understood what he was talking about.
I already told him he was famous.
Right? I'm not up here for fame, though. We only deal with
bosses. We don't talk to workers. We only deal with fucking bosses.
Yeah.
So you know what's going on?
You know how to
Mr. Worcester, right here. This gentleman right here, Mr. Worcester.
You don't have mad
we should have gave you a mic, bro. They'll still hear it.
They gonna boom us on the comments. Yeah, right. But listen, it's perspective, right? It's perspective, and like what others can. Maybe others can reach 50. Maybe I can reach 25, 30, 40, 100. He can reach his crowd. Right? They see us together. They might say, yo, just guard with Trav. Yeah, this is one of my favorite white guys right here. They might say, oh, I thought he don't rock with white people like that. Oh, he say, the black man's guard and the white man. It's like, listen, I'm universal first and foremost, right? And if you really listen to me, you gonna know, like, I'm gonna give you the vulnerable side. I can sound like a weirdo at times, but not like a lame weirdo. Just a weirdo where I'm just unique with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you raw, the best way I can, right? I'm gonna be as honest as I can. I don't mind exposing myself, but at the same time, I feel like there's times I do put the mask on, right? So this is time to see the mask off too, right? Where this is recorded, right? This is seen right now. So it's like, I can't really snatch nothing back. So now one can say, yo, but you said this. So now it's like, I gotta move accordingly, right? And it's showing responsibility. Like, stand on that. Stand on that.
Where you project, where you gotta protect.
That's why it's good, because it's time for you, the light is on. All right, now live it out too, right? Don't just come up on here and sound good or whatever, have a shit scripted.
Follow through with it,
right? And connection, building
that. We walked right in here straight to it, no bullshit.
Lot of guys that was on that couch are sitting back in there right now, unfortunately. You know what I mean? A couple guys have actually, fallen victim to the streets. May they rest in peace. You know what I mean? But so, like,
a couple guys on this couch was captive too.
I know that. But, so, like, all right, before I let y'all go, I want you to just kind of, sum up, like, what's the main message y'all want people to get out of hearing y'all's story, man? What's the main message you want to get out to the people?
We ain't done. This is just the beginning.
Yes, sir.
I promise you guys. And shout out to B. Luke, man. He's a good dude, man, and I'm happy I was blessed. Mort Beazy.
Absolutely.
He's the one that introduced me to him, man. I'm fresh from the joint. And I ain't never going back to jail, I promise you.
Welcome
Kids,
home.
I'm out here for you guys, man. I'm out here to uplift all you. And I tell bro that this is opening doors. This is just the beginning. And I hope he takes his platform and comes with me, because this is big, bro, right here.
Know that. Love you, man. Hey, yo, listen, for me, I'm going to say, man, find a way to express yourself, man, and live out your truth. Make your word is born. We always, the God Food, shout out to Food, Free Food. He's coming home. Shout out to that God, that's my educator, man. I love him like a big brother, father, all that. He always stay focused, God, stay focused. He's so, like, I get around him and it's like, I gotta be super literal, like I gotta really be on point. And I love that because he stays here, right? And when I stay focused, God, I was like, yeah, I'm focused, but like, there's so many things you can focus on. Find that tunnel vision focus where you don't allow nothing to get in the way, right? And we gotta do our own thing in order to add on to the group, right? In order to you gotta
bring something to the table. You gotta bring something to the table too.
In order to add on. If you ever seen Perfection, Fool's one of them niggas, bro. Excuse my language.
G.O.D. Big G.O.D.
That really show out perfection, bro. And the point of us coming in ain't for no views. It ain't to go viral. It ain't to niggas don't get like, bro, we ain't up here telling you no lies, bro. It's for fucking unity. I don't know these brothers from the street. I've been to Worcester maybe twice in my life since I've been out of prison. But I know these brothers and they real, bro. That's why I bring real niggas up here. And it's all about the follow-up, like I said. The next nigga coming up, his paperwork gotta be straight. I don't want niggas to follow up on no fuck nigga coming out of no city from my niggas coming up here really holding it down, bro. That's on dogs, nigga. It's about unity. Catch up, nigga.
Absolutely.
Let's get it. Hey, let me just say this one thing.
Let's go.
I honestly, I think we can uplift each other if y'all just stick to the plan, man, and see the bigger picture of life. And B. Luke's that guy, man. And he's gonna uplift us all. He's helping us. Shout out to B. Luke.
Yeah, appreciate the opportunity, straight up. And yo, rise above the madness too, man. Like, rise above the madness. Every day you gotta kill a devil, you gotta kill a snake.
Cheers to that one.
Absolutely. So we got Trav, Just God, Mort Beazy. I'm your boy, B. Luke. Guys, remember, I'm gonna have to bring y'all back for solo interviews because I know there's a lot more to touch on. But until then, guys, it is what it is. What's next is what you make it. The Bounce Back Podcast. We out of here. Peace.
Bounce Back Podcast. You know what the
Bounce back, ain't got a moment when they see you down this